Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Mastermind Creations Perfection Series PS-14R Incursus Regenesis, the final member of the G2 Combaticons. Yes, you can see him there. We're going to go ahead and put him off to the side real quick. Because yes, it is a very tall box. You can see, yeah, it's just, yeah, it just keeps going and going and going. Yeah, it's very tall, Perfection Series. Got a nice bit of artwork of them there and his nice G2 colors and Incursus Regenesis. On the top here you have, yeah, him, a couple product shots of him in his vehicle and robot modes. On the side you have a nice close-up of Incursus there. On this side you have, hey look, the entire team all stacked up, ready to go. On the bottom you have, well, warnings and another, lineup of the team, and on the back you have, well, the big old transformation sequence, including, yes, he can, torso for Assaultus and transforming and all that stuff. And of course the tech specs and bio, which, yep, you can read that. And yeah, of course tech specs, which are compatible with the included reader, which, yep, there you go. You can see specs better. There's the big old box. And of course, on top of the little decoder, you got the instructions, which are pretty much exactly the same as the first release, except, it goes from robot to vehicle because that's how it's packaged. And the bio card, which very flimsy paper, honestly. And again, the same bios before and tech specs, and there you go. So Incursus, once again, very long truck, very long. You can see as he went to yellow and purple, and he's got these little boxes, which, yeah, these are now included with this guy. And yeah, looking up close, you can see, yeah, a lot of that yellow and purple and whatnot. Got the kind of actually translucent, smoky translucent, although there's yellow underneath, and purple camo all over, and kind of a brownish black rims, and yes, rubber tires. You got all the way down. You got some purple detailing and all that stuff all the way down. Got some purple and yellow out there. The main guns are purple, and again that kind of brownish dark color right there, and some more purple. You got the grill and headlights. Got the little mirrors, the old wipers picked out with paint. Back end you have some tail lights, both in orange. And on the other side, you can see basically a very stretched out robot. Yeah, and of course he rolls pretty decently, although some of the tires don't always reach the ground because of how he is. But he's big, and yeah, big old rolly truck guy. And of course this thing can, swivel up and down that far, and side to side, all the way around, and yep. And of course, yeah, it's one of the guns you can attach right there in the middle by the tabs right there. There's, slots and little tabs. This is one of the guns, again, purple with some yellow detailing. And you guys got the other gun. Yes, they included both guns in this set, and this has got a little peg hole and a peg right there, which you can use that, and you can do that instead if you want. If you want to do that, and of course, this thing can open, shows some detail for something that looks like missiles, I guess, sort of. Yeah, there's stuff like that. You can see, like, it makes it look like there's more planned, but yeah. Look at all that stuff on him. And of course, you got the boxes, which, yep, instead of silver, they're more of, again, the kind of a brownish black or smoky color. You can see there's two boxes, and as you saw, they can tab together, and they can then tab onto the back of the truck here for storage if you want, or of course the base mode can be done here. You can flip those up and then open that up, which, yeah, you can probably hear that. Those are some ratchets, all right. Yeah, and these can be turned into a ramp, which this will tab in. There's the tabs and slots that shall go into, lines up tabs and slots on the sides of the truck. If I can get that all squared away. Trying to remember the exact positioning. There we go. And come on. There we go. And one of these is not quite lining up, and I don't know why. that all lined up. There we go. It was caught on something. There we go. Okay, yep. You can emulate the old, yeah, now stuff's not coming undone. Of course it is. Because you were just fine before. Now you're on camera, so you don't want to behave. Because why would you? That's ridiculous. Yep, and you can still do the old base mode. Yep, do the old base mode. All that stuff. That's still a thing you can do. That's real nice. Yep, that's very much something you do with these boxes. Yep, and of course you still have to extend them out, the legs out a little bit, so you can actually then collapse them fully for this mode. Now, of course, there's the whole pivoting thing you can do, which this guy, the thing is, the button, as bad as the button was on the original, this is even worse. Okay, so first you want to, once again, unpeg those. Don't forget that, like I always do. And there's that little button. You're supposed to press that in, and then it's supposed to let you separate it, but it's so tough that it just bends my fingernail. And let's see if I can do it with this nylon spudger. There we go. Yep. Yeah. And pull that back. Yeah, I need a tool to just basically lay flat against the button and use to push it, because otherwise my fingernails just bend. My fingers get too soft. So, yeah, you can still do the whole pivoting thing, which that's pretty neat. So, yep. That doesn't want to pig in all the way. I don't know why. Okay. Anyway, yep. So that's Incursus. Which, real quick, we're going to compare him to his G1 self. Yep, the G1 style version, which actually cool is actually the camos on the hoods are actually totally different, which is interesting. But yeah, different paint apps and stuff. But yeah, you can see they are a bit different, but largely same mold, just different colors, and there you go. Get him out of the way. Yeah, big old dudes. And I'm going to try to do this. Well, we're going to try to compare all 5 of the Combaticons, so bear with me as I make an attempt. So there you go. There's all 5 of them in vehicle mode. Yep, very colorful. Very colorful batch of dudes, and I'm very happy to have them like this. They look so wonderful, and they just immediately like hit this nostalgia button in my head. So I'm very, very pleased to have them finally all together. One fun fact is I realized just recently that one of the panels for Volatus here is totally missing, and he was apparently missing in the review, which means he's been missing. That's always been missing. Oops. So anyway, yeah. Great vehicle mode again. Big, long truck. Look how it looks. Looks great in the yellow and purple. And I'm going to go ahead and transform him into... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go into combine mode first. Just talk about that real quick. So, yeah, we'll do that real fast. Yep, that's there's his combined mode. Which, yep, once again, it is very much a big old hulking thing. And now it's in yellow and purple. You got now it's purple with black camo on the chest piece, which really looks really nice. It's got a kind of almost metallic sheen to it too. The only thing I would complain about really on this for this version of things is this unfortunately no longer this piece doesn't tab in. It just kind of pops itself back out. It's not the end of the world, mind you, but it is a little annoying that it just didn't want to tab in at all. So the other thing is the old transformation video, I don't mention to slide these up. You're supposed to slide those up. They don't really relay some of this stuff very well. Another thing is, like, a lot of people, worried about, well, ratchets with the first release, which, yeah, it's not a problem here anymore. I mean, listen. That's not the one's supposed to move, but yeah. Yeah, not a problem anymore. Ratchet problem was solved. They are very tight, and sometimes too tight. Like, these ratchets right here are really hard to get out now because they're too tight. I feel like, yeah, they're tighter, which is nice for combined mode, but when trying to actually get them out for, transforming, a lot more difficult. So, that's a thing to be wary of. And yeah, of course, there's that. And yet, once again, you take a couple batteries. What was it? 936s, LR936, and then pop them in his head and, yeah, push down on that, and bam, you got the light up eyes, which look nice. Yeah, sensibly, you shouldn't have to open up the head, but I still have to do it. And also, that was a bit iffy. So I'll get into that, what the problem was in the robot mode, because it's easier to talk about there. And of course, yeah, the combined foot is now, more of a blackish color. Once again, yeah, watch out for these double hinges. If you don't bend them exactly right, they'll, break. And to show off real quick, yeah, just same as always. Like, I'm just gonna use this guy because, well, that's the one I have. It's ready to go. Yeah, just do all that, and now you got your foot, and there you go. Got your foot mode ready to go, and there you got all that. So pretty straightforward for that. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get him to robot mode, and we'll keep doing this review. And yeah, Incursus, yep, Regenesis robot mode. Yes, it is very much more yellow and purple and a bit of black now on the belly. Yeah, you can see some close-up stuff. You can see his head is cast in black with a red visor. His chest has got orange and pink and yellow. Although, yeah, unfortunately, this is a very common issue I've seen in multiple people. People taking pictures of this guy. I've seen in multiple people's things. So it's definitely not just my copy, but you can see the yellow here doesn't quite match that because it looks like they didn't quite apply enough yellow paint, so the black plastic is bleeding through. I've seen multiple pictures which all have that exact same issue, so apparently this is a very widespread problem, not just a one-off, so that's a no annoyance. But you can see basically just some yellow and black and purple right there. Black and purple and yellow, and yeah, he's just, purple right here. There's a lot of purple there, and yeah. Presses down again. He's got the backpack he's supposed to have, but it's compressed down really nice. And yeah, it sure is Incursus. The thing about Incursus is also, though, yeah, it's once again, the proportions are a little weird. He's got a really long torso and very stubby legs comparatively, so he kind of can look weird in some times, although more or less, I would say more or less getting him into a more dynamic pose kind of helps that a lot. You know, as it is right now, he kind of looks stubby, but in more dynamic poses, he looks a lot better. Yeah, he just looks really nice overall, and like this, and you know, the yellow and purple and stuff. I just really like this G2 color scheme. A lot of people think it's garish, but I think it's amazing personally. And of course, accessory stuff. The boxes once again can still do the thing, like, you know, you fold those down, and then they have the little ports in there for the clips on the shoulders, which line up the right port and clip, and they'll eventually, you know, work on there. And then you have I guess little, I think those supposed to be little guns right there, little holes. So they kind of wind up being guns, or you just give them big old shoulders, whatever. Either way, you know, you can do that if you want something to do in that mode. And yeah, the two guns, which, yeah, the handles can pop out and flip out, and then typical tab and slot thing for a lot of MP stuff. It's an alright connection on this one, not the most amazing. And on this one, it is, get that handle out, there we go. This one, it is non-cooperate. Yeah, that's pretty solid. That's a pretty solid one. This one is a little, I think that means probably it's the tab, if anything. Yeah, the tab on this one, I think, is just not the greatest. Yeah, because he's not holding it super well on this. This gun is dead solid. This gun is not so much. So that's unfortunate. I mean, if it get pushed in enough, it kind of holds better, but yeah, it's not as good as the other gun's grip. Yeah, it doesn't take much for it to pop itself loose comparatively. But you can hold those guns, both of them at the same time if you want. So there you go. Yeah, that one's just wobbly. Yeah, this one is just not great. It's definitely the tab. So there's all that. And of course, yeah, if you have the LR936 batteries, you can just push down on his head, and yeah, lights up. Lights up a nice bright red. The thing was on mine, I put the batteries in, didn't work. And PL apparently running the same issue that I did, so he reviews it, which I believe he will be soon if he hasn't already by the time this one goes up. The thing about this is there are two screws. You got to take this apart. Which if this turns out to be a widespread issue, you got to take the head apart. So to the two screws there, pop the head apart. It's two halves, and it rests on the ball joint thing rests on. Also has this like bar with like a little clip flicking thing, kind of like that. Yeah, it just kind of looks like that, right? It's this platform with two little clip things going up on each end on the front and back. Problem is those clip things, I did confirm the electronics work. The problem is the clip things stick up too high, so the head can't move. You can't press down the head to activate the electronics. So the solution is just to shave those down a little bit, and it works flawlessly. That's what I had to do. That's what PL apparently did. So just an FYI, if the electronics don't work, it may not necessarily mean the electronics don't actually work. It might mean just simply you need to do some plastic shaving. Not a big deal. So just an FYI, I think they just made the little clip things on there too big. You just can put the head all back together, and there you go. The only problem is afterwards it's a little wobbly, but it kind of has to be for the thing to work properly. Anyway, I'm going to get these guns out of his hand just so I can do articulation, because, yep, that's the thing. Still, believe it or not, I'm going to take these off too. Yeah, for articulation, his head, ball joints, so left and right, up and down. You got, thanks to also the hinge for the transformation, you got a little bit forward and back too there. And you got a little bit of waggle and all that stuff. Pretty darn good head. Shoulders, clicky ratchets, nice and clicky there for all the way around. Clicky ratchet there for outward. If you get this, you have to get this out of the way. Yep, you have that panel so you can do the bicep swivel if you want. That bicep swivel, of course, you have to also move this a little bit to get more range out of the bicep swivel, but not the end of the world. That elbow double jointed, so you got full curl, and that pops itself back. You got full curl there at the elbow. And of course, if this panel's up, you can't put his arm all the way down. You can only go that far down. So, yeah, pick your poison on that one. Wrists, of course, can swivel. That's not a problem. And fingers. You can see thumb is on a ball joint, which, you know, nice and cut so you can go up and down right there and twist around and all that stuff. Fingers are also individually on a hinge at the knuckle bottom base and the knuckled mid finger as well. And then another hinge right there. So you got, you know, 1, 2, 3. You got for each finger. You got each finger can curl like that. You know, all of them. So the other thing is, yeah, they're pretty much the same length too. Which, yeah, thing. Waist, of course. Nice clicky waist swivel right there, and an ab crunch, which get about that much range. Pretty good ab crunch, I would say. The hips, there's the hip skirts right there, getting out of the way, which the hips get that much forward, that much back, that much outward, and again, you can hear those nice clicky thigh swivel. Knees, you get about 90 degrees there, and ankles, you get a whole tilt there, and then you got that forward pivot. And if you unclip it, which this clip is even tougher than the one on the original G1 version, which was very tough on that. Yeah, if you unclip that one, you can also get some backwards foot motion as well. So I don't know. I'm still not sure if you're supposed to leave it like that or, you know, have it like that or like that. But I like a little more stability, so I prefer just to clip it in personally. But you do you. So yeah. Once again, pretty darn good posability. You know, and yeah, the new ankle or the new ratchets in general are really nice to have because, yeah, it was a bit of a problem on the original, but I know I was able to work around it, but it wasn't as big as I think some people made it out to be. People, I think, saying like made it act like it was falling over time. I don't really think so, but anyways, right. Comparison time. Here he is with the G1 version. Yeah. Very different color scheme, but yeah, you can see pretty much the same figure, just different colors. And yeah, you can hear those are much softer ratchets. You can hear that very much versus, yeah, much softer. So there you go. And of course, we're gonna go ahead and put them with the whole team. There's the whole team, and they look great together. I again love how this set looks, you know, crazy colors and all. It is genuinely fantastic. So Incursus here. Incursus. I really like Incursus Regenesis. He is great. He is a huge improvement over the first release of G1 Incursus, and don't worry if you still want G1 colors. Newer releases of G1 of the Incursus also have the tighter ratchets. It's only the original, the first release that has the issues with the ratchets. Every other release since then has been much tighter. So yeah, this is fantastic looking. It's nice, vibrant colors. The only thing I would maybe complain about is, yeah, the head. You have to. I'm thinking of a lot of people are going to have to fix the electronics of the head by shaving down plastic. Some of the joints, because of the tightness, some of them are too tight now. I feel like the clips for the ankles are too tight, so it's really difficult to pull those out. And the mid truck, the little joint thing to separate the truck at the midpoint is much more difficult than ever. I had to, again, have to use a tool to help me. So some stuff is a little too tight now, but for the most part, I think it's overall a good trade-off for that. So yeah, that's it. I very much recommend this guy. It's $180 now because it comes with not only the robot but all the extra accessories that, you know, came with the upgrade kit from way back when. Although it doesn't come with the cartoon stuff anymore, except for that one gun. So yeah, it is a bit more expensive, but I think it's worth it, and he looks wonderful. And it's, yeah, I will say this just ahead of time, the full combined mode is also wonderful. So yeah, that's it for this guy. I hope you found it informative and entertaining. I hope you like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Twitter. I'm at Nemesis Prime 1, and check out my Coffee and my Patreon. See you next time when we finally combine Assaultus Regenesis. So see you there.